Welcome back. We now begin with our Superfast news segment. Prime Minister Modi, for the first time in several years, will be chairing a meeting of the NDA partners and chief ministers and deputy chief ministers in Chandigarh today. Among the attendees are 13 chief ministers and 16 deputy chief ministers of BJP-ruled states and other chief ministers and deputy CMs of NDA-ruled states, including Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Sikkim, Nagaland, and Meghalaya. Ahead of the Maharashtra Assembly elections, the BJP held a meeting of its Central Election Committee in the national capital and discussed the party's candidates. As per sources, the list of candidates is likely to be released within a week. The discussions were held on over 100 seats, and the party will decide the names of its remaining candidates for the 288-member Maharashtra Assembly elections after seat-sharing talks with its Mahayuti alliance partners. Meanwhile, the Congress's panel for screening candidates for the Maharashtra Assembly elections has cleared names on 62 seats for assembly polls. The party will hold its Central Election Committee meeting on October 20th. In a festive boost ahead of Diwali, the Union Cabinet headed by Prime Minister Modi approved a 3% hike in the dearness allowance for central government employees and pensioners, benefiting over 10 lakh individuals. This move will benefit about 49.18 lakh central government employees and 64.89 lakh pensioners. The central government approved a hike in the minimum support prices for 6 mandated rabi crops for the 2025-26 marketing season, aiming to ensure that farmers receive profitable returns for their produce ahead of the festive season of Diwali. The government approved a 6.59% increase in the MSP for wheat, setting it at 2,425 rupees per quintal. The bodies of 5 Russian climbers who died on Mount Dholagiri on October 7th have been retrieved and flown to Kathmandu in a helicopter. Rescuers were able to retrieve the bodies of climbers from 6,900 meters, and the bodies of the climbers were retrieved using a long line rescue. Those climbers were a part of a 14-member group of Russian citizens who arrived in Kathmandu about 4 weeks ago to climb the mountain. Diesel prices in Pakistan are set for a hike as the country continues to reel under severe economic stress. The Pakistan government has announced a 5 rupee per litre increase in diesel prices for the next 15 days, while keeping petrol prices unchanged. With this adjustment, the new price of diesel stands at 251.92 Pakistan rupees per litre. The rise in prices this time is being seen due to a global rise in crude oil prices. As the diplomatic row has strained bilateral relations between India and Canada, the United States has backed Canada's version of events regarding the killing of Sikh separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar, stating that India has opted not to cooperate in the investigation. The Biden administration, in a press briefing, said that U.S. wants to see India cooperate with Canada on its investigation into the allegations. U.S. President Joe Biden is set to travel to Germany this week, but will delay his visit to Angola until December. The White House has announced this, rescheduling diplomatic trips that were postponed so that he could oversee his administration's response to Hurricane Milton. In Berlin, Biden will convene a meeting with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to discuss continued support for Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday presented his so-called victory plan to the Ukrainian parliament, aimed at seeking a just peace to the war with Russia thanks to aid and guarantees from its allies. The plan consists of 5 main points and 3 secret annexes. The The father of a teenager accused of a deadly high school shooting in Georgia was aware that his son was obsessed with school shooters and even had a shrine in his bedroom for the gunman in the 2018 massacre in Parkland. Investigators testified that Colin Gray had also given his son the assault-style weapon used in the shooting that killed 4 people at the Appalachia High School as a Christmas gift. U.S. President Joe Biden and former President Barack Obama attended the funeral of Ethel Kennedy, the wife of the late Robert F. Kennedy. The two Democrats were seen interacting before the funeral started. Along with Obama and Biden, the former President Bill Clinton also joined the memorial service at the Cathedral of St. Matthew the Apostle in Washington, D.C. Former British Army Chief General Sir Mike Jackson has died at the age of 80. Jackson was the British Army Chief during the 2003 US-led invasion of Iraq after having served in Northern Ireland and Bosnia. The Army Post said that he died surrounded by his family. British singer Liam Payne, a member of the best-selling boy band One Direction, died Wednesday, aged 31, after falling, allegedly, from the 3rd floor of a Buenos Aires hotel. Minutes after the news of his death broke, distraught fans, most in their 20s and 30s, and onlookers gathered near the scene in the Argentine capital where medical teams were at work. And now to the world of sports. Virat Kohli has added an unwanted record to his name after being dismissed for a duck today in the ongoing test match against New Zealand. This was Kohli's 38th international duck, which is the most for any active cricketer alongside Kiwi pacer Tim Southee. Meanwhile, legendary South African speedster Dale Steyn has confirmed that he won't be returning to Sunrisers Hyderabad as their bowling coach for the upcoming edition of the Indian Premier League. Remember, Steyn had made himself unavailable for the Sunrisers IPL campaign last year as well. And defending champions Australia are set to take on South Africa in the semi-final of the ongoing Women's T20 World Cup. In what is a repeat of last year's final, both teams are heading into the contest on the back of a fine group stage display. Over in football, Thomas Tuchel has been appointed as the head coach of the England national team. The German tactician follows the footsteps of Sven Eriksson and Fabio Capello to become only the 3rd foreigner to coach the Three Lions. A Jonas Brothers concert in Prague took a scary turn when someone in the audience pointed a laser at singer Nick Jonas while he was on stage. Sensing threat to his life, Nick Jonas quickly signaled danger to his security and ran off the stage. A few moments later, Joe and Kevin Jonas also left the stage and the concert was halted until the person in question was removed from the venue. All We Imagine is Light, which scripted history by becoming the first Indian movie to win the Grand Prix award at the Cannes Film Festival, has bagged 5 nominations at the 17th edition of the Asia Pacific Screen Awards. Actor Kani Kusuti received a nod for Best Performance and lensman Ranbir Das for Best Cinematography. The Malayalam Hindi film is an official collaboration between Chalk and Cheese Films. Rajnikant's star Vitaya has gained popularity ever since the makers announced the movie. Thanks to the ensemble cast that includes Amitabh Bachchan, Fahad Fasil, Rana Daggubati and Manju Warrier. Now the makers have released a deleted scene from the movie after its theatrical release on October 10th. Here's the sneak peek.
Battery sir.
Yes sir.
நீங்க ரொம்ப நல்லா நடிக்கிறீங்க சார்.
உங்களை விடவா சார்? சார் நீங்க கேட்ட டீடைல்ஸ்
சூப்பரா. பேட்டரி இனிமே நீ என்கிட்ட வேலை செய்யறது உனக்கு சேஃப்டி இல்லை. நான் வேலூர் எஸ்பி கிட்ட சொல்லியிருக்கேன், கொஞ்ச நாள் அவர்கிட்ட வேலை செய்.
சார்